In this last segment, we'll take a look at the help that's available inside of Excel. And also, I just want to show you a quick look at a file that you can use for assessing what you've learned. This kind of includes everything that we talked about in Workshop 1 as far as entering data, formatting data, entering formulas and functions, and then finally inserting an object like a chart to graphically represent that data. And so you can have this to play around with as much as you want. I've got some instructions in here that list some of the things that you can do to make a change, and I'll also display to you a finished version after all of these changes are made so you can do a self-check. But one of the things that you always need to know when you're doing a worksheet is, what does the data in the worksheet mean? So I'll just review that with you a little bit. This is data that we receive periodically during the registration periods. And so this is actually a copy of some data that was received during week 8 of the summer of 2012 registration period. And what we have here are numbers that represent the week's registrants during that week, and also the cumulative number, the total number that have registered from the beginning of the registration period through the week that we're looking at. And then we've got a period to compare it with. In this case, the data that we're looking at is for summer 2012, and we're comparing it to summer 2011 just to see what our differences are. And we have a set of data for head count, so the number of students that have registered, and also the number of credits that they have registered for. Now in each of these, the raw data is just entered in columns B through E. There's no formulas that would be involved. And when we get this report, we also have a value, this value that shows up in column F, the percent difference, that is also a raw number. But it is a calculation. So in your instructions, you're going to be asked to delete this data or to clear it out, and then to recreate it based on a formula that you enter. And then you'll have over here in columns P and Q a little set of values that you can use to check what if your formulas are correct. So in parts 1, 2, and 3 of this workshop video, you saw a lot of different changes made to worksheets, entering data, entering formulas and functions, formatting data, and I hope you learned a lot from that. But there are going to be times when you need a refresher or a reminder of something, and you may need to review something specific that you wouldn't be able to find in this particular workshop. So where do you go to do that? One of the places that you can go to is to the help function inside of Excel itself. At the top of the ribbon, you'll see a question mark in a blue circle, and that will bring you to the general help topics. You'll also see that if you press the function 1, the F1 key, that will also open help. This will open up a window, and you will notice that my help is pointing to online help as well, which is a really big advance in Office 2010. You're not only getting help that's installed when you install the software, you're actually able to go out to the internet if you're connected and read all of the available tutorials and help that's available online as well. So for instance, one of the things that you might want to do is to look up information on how to enter a formula. There are many ways of doing this. One of the ways you can do, if you just wanted to use the help that was installed on the system, is to go to the table of contents. It's an icon that looks like a little book. And then you can look through the volumes that are there. And for instance, let's go to the formulas volume. And underneath that, you see some subtopics: display or hide formulas, learn the basics of Excel formulas, change the date system, calculating dates, correcting formulas, and so on. Let's just click on correcting formulas. It's downloading information, and there are several different types of help that are available. You'll see that there's even a video here about a particular type of error in a formula that you can correct. There's a topic on why do you get a divide by zero error, one of the things that we saw in workshop 1. I'll just click on one of these and see what's available. Once I click on that link, and I'll maximize this window so you can see, I will get some text information about what could possibly be the problem. I'll get an example and a possible resolution. One of the other things that you saw was a video that's available. So if I click this link, I'll actually connect to Microsoft.com, and there's a video available that will explain to me how to fix a circular reference. And just basically, a circular reference is when you're editing a cell or using a cell in a formula that is invalid. So you would click play.
I'll just open this workbook from this guy I work with down the hall. Oh no. What? A circular reference?
So you see, you get the idea here. So there's all kinds of help available in this way. You could also, if you couldn't quickly find what you were looking for in the table of contents, you could do a search on something. For instance, maybe type in the keywords enter a formula. And click the search button and see what's available there. And so again, we get a list of different types of help: a video for entering a simple formula, a set of guidelines, which is an article, several articles, and other links. So you just choose one of these and see what the best option for you in answering your question might be. So once you've used help to figure out all of the tasks that you might need help with, you will be able to complete the worksheet instructions as shown in the registration worksheet. And this is what it will look like. I've included a copy of the completed worksheet in your folder with the data file so that you can check your work and see if you're understanding everything correctly, including the pie chart that we created. And I actually have just included a very simple pie chart, haven't made any changes to it, but this is something that you could play around with and add chart titles to, change the style, add data labels, and explode a pie piece or something like that. And just kind of play around with it, have fun with it, see what kinds of things you would like to do with the chart. You could also make different kinds of charts with that data.